Hi everyone. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart to all the wonderful folks at A Message of Hope Cancer Fund for inviting me to speak tonight. I'm actually very humbled by what I see before me. My name is Marlyn Ferguson, and I want to share my story about how A Message of Hope Cancer Fund helped me when I most needed someone to reach out and throw me a lifeline because I was truly about to drown. Last September, the prestigious automotive organization that my husband worked for 20 years as a sales manager closed. And a week later, I was diagnosed with lymphoma. We had insurance left for 3 weeks. And at the time, insurance companies were not lining up to help a person with cancer, that's for sure. Plus, I had become very sick. When I had my gallbladder removed, I couldn't work in my freelance marketing business since last April because I was having trouble with my stomach. I couldn't eat, my back was bothering me, and I lost 80 pounds in 2 months. But no one knew what was wrong with me. They thought, well, that's good, she's losing weight, she looks good. And finally, after that very scary time, I started to turn yellow. And my daughter, Erica, noticed. She said, "Mom, you look really yellow." And we went back to the doctor, and she did some further testing, and we found that I had a fast-growing mass between my liver and my pancreas. And at the time, my doctor thought I either had liver or pancreatic cancer. And given the prognosis for those two diseases, I wasn't sure that I was going to treat it. You see, I had seen people die of cancer. I lost my dear father to myelodysplasia a few years ago, and my dear friend April to ovarian cancer. And I heard stories of my husband Paul losing his mother to cancer, and I knew that cancer changes everyone it touches forever. But I had a strong reason for going on, and that was my beautiful daughter, Erica. She's an aspiring opera singer, and she's going to serenade you after I finish speaking tonight. I hope you'll enjoy it. And she's one of the wisest and kindest and nicest teens you ever want to meet, most of the time. And I knew that she still needed me. I knew everyone else needed me too, but they were adults. And she was only 16 at the time, and she still needed her mommy. After a biopsy, we found out that I had lymphoma, and we were ecstatic. Who gets ecstatic when they find out they have cancer? But at least it was potentially treatable. It wasn't liver cancer, and it wasn't pancreatic cancer. And so I began to reach out to my friends with cancer. There really are too many of them. I called Mary McNeary, my dear friend, to reach out for some emotional support, and she was amazing. She was an absolute angel on the earth. I have to give her a hand. I just love her so much. And she suggested that we apply to A Message of Hope Cancer Fund for financial support. And I just never thought of the organization as being for me. But I talked with our nurse navigator at Alney MedStar, and she thought that that was a good idea as well. So we went ahead and applied. And after that, I was admitted to Georgetown Hospital for 5 days, where they did extensive testing and started me on chemo. And I was petrified of some of the testing that they were doing. And I was very frightened to have a port put into my body. But I knew I had to do this for my daughter. She needed me, and I thought of her every time I was scared. I said to myself, I have to do this for my Erica. I love you so much, Erica. People say I was brave. What were my choices? I was fighting for my life. I didn't choose cancer. Cancer chose me. When I came home from Georgetown, I fell in front of my house, and I couldn't stand up because I didn't have the strength, and we had to call the fire department to help me stand up. And then Paul decided that he was going to stay home and take care of me because he didn't want me driving the car, and he was afraid I was going to fall again and hurt myself. When we took the vows of in sickness and in health, my husband, Paul, totally got it. And I'm very fortunate and blessed to have a husband like Paul, and I love you, honey. And we actually have a lot of fun being together 24/7. Who would have thought? We started our own web TV show. It's called Club C, Living, Laughing, and Loving with Cancer. And sometimes we say it's the club nobody wants to join. And all during this time, my mom, who was a bladder cancer survivor herself, was amazing. She did anything we needed. She sat with me in Georgetown, she encouraged me, she told me I was going to be okay, and she made the most amazing chicken soup, homemade, that you ever want to taste in your life. Sometimes it was the only thing that I could eat. She made the hallways at Georgetown smell like a Jewish holiday dinner. And I love you, Mom. Our bill from Georgetown was $60,000, and our copay was over $4,000. Neither one of us was able to work, and our insurance was about to run out as well. And I needed to have chemo every 3 weeks for a total of 6 rounds. Paul was working diligently to find insurance for us, and I wasn't even sure if I'd be able to get my next treatment. And each treatment costs over $30,000, and they discourage you from paying out of pocket because they don't know what else you're going to need. Not that we had $30,000 laying around anyway. And I thought, are we going to be able to keep our home? How are we going to live? How will we keep up with these medical bills? Plus, I was sick, Paul and our families were upset. How are we supposed to figure this out in the midst of this crisis? And I thought, I have to be there for my daughter. And during this time, Meredith kept in touch with me regularly and encouraged me. She was so understanding, and she totally got it because she'd been there herself. Meredith and I met through completely unlikely circumstances at a training meeting in Bowie, Maryland, and then again in Dallas, Texas. And I thought to myself, what are the odds of 2 women from Montgomery County meeting in Dallas, Texas? It just shows you if God wants to put somebody in your life, he's going to put them in your path somehow. And I thank God for that. And I love you, Mary. So we heard from the insurance company several days before I was due for my first outpatient chemo treatment to help save my life. And we were thrilled and exhausted all at the same time. And that Friday, I had my first aggressive chemo treatment, which was both scary and emotional at the same time. And when I came home, there was a message from Darlene. Darlene leaves me a message, and they tell us that they're going to pay our November mortgage. I couldn't believe it. I thought to myself, somebody out there cares. There's somebody that's going to help us. And we were so thrilled to get that lifeline thrown to us by Message of Hope Cancer Fund. We were able to use some of our money that month. Because our mortgage was covered, we were able to set up some payment plans with our medical expenses so that they didn't cut us off. And to me, it's so incredible that a Message of Hope Cancer Fund gives directly to the families. A lot of people fund research, which is important as well, but to actually be able to help me pay my mortgage so I can pay my bills. And because of your generosity, somehow I knew everything would be okay, it would work out. And they did, and for now, I'm cancer-free. And I'm working on a maintenance plan with my oncologist for the next few years, and I pray that I stay cancer-free. So what did I learn from all this? I learned that I am one of the richest women in the whole world, because God blessed me with the most amazing family and friends. My incredible husband who cared for me like a princess. My daughter whose spirit kept me alive. My mother who's completely selfless in giving. My brothers who are very loving. A huge, wonderful and supportive extended family. And some of my dear friends who are here tonight. My BFF Sandy, who didn't know what to do for me first. My dear friends Cindy and Bill, who were the first ones over with a little package to just get me ready to believe that I could get better. My friends Mary and Sue, who were encouraging me all the time, sending me little notes. And my mom's dear friend, Dr. Rose Jackson, who gave us both emotional support and translation of medical terms, some of the things that I love you all so much. And to Meredith McNerney and the Message of Hope Cancer Fund, you have no idea how much your hard work and dedication means to us and how very special you all are. We want to give special thanks from the bottom of our hearts to all of you for helping and encouraging this cancer patient and now survivor to go on for another day. Thank you.